I want to start with some questions. How many good deeds does it take to earn the approval of God? How many prayers equal like his attention? How perfect do you have to be to deserve his grace? And if you're trying to calculate the answer, you've missed the point entirely. Hey, I'm Ryan Heller. I'm your host today for Faith on Fire. It's day 29. James chapter 4, verse 6 says, "But he gives greater grace. Therefore, he says, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble." This is revolutionary. I mean, let me tell you why. We live in a hustle culture. That's why. Everything tells us we have to earn our place at work. And sometimes that carries over into our relationship with God. Hustle culture says you are what you produce. Your worth equals your output. Rest is laziness. If you're not grinding, you're falling behind. It's the lie that you have to perform for every good thing in your life. Social media amplifies this. Everyone's posting their wins, their perfect moments, their highlight reels. So we think everyone else has it figured out, which makes us hustle even harder to keep up. But here's where hustle culture doesn't tell you. It's what it doesn't tell you. It never ends. There's always another goal, another level, another person to impress, and you never arrive at enough. Think about your life right now. Where are you hustling? Maybe it's as a parent. You're desperately trying to raise perfect kids, so people think that you're a good mom or dad. Or on social media, you're trying to curate the perfect life so strangers will validate you with likes. With your body, it's punishing yourself at the gym because you believe that your worth is tied to your weight. In your finances, working yourself to death, chasing the income level that will finally make you feel successful. Here's what this verse is really saying. God has a resistance to people who think they can earn their way in. It's not because he's mean, it's because the entire premise is wrong. You cannot earn the grace of God. That's like trying to buy a gift for yourself. It defeats the whole purpose. But, and this is the beautiful part, he gives greater grace to the humble. What does humble look like? It's simply admitting you need help. It's saying, I can't do this alone. It's receiving instead of earning. You see, grace is actually the opposite of hustle culture. Hustle says earn it. Grace says receive it. Hustle says prove yourself. Grace says you're already proven. Hustle says work harder. Grace says rest in what God has already done. So what does this look like practically? I mean, here's some ways to stop hustling and to start receiving. Stop earning. Start receiving. Instead of working harder to prove yourself, take a moment to simply receive God's love right now. Ask for help. I know this is a revolutionary concept, but humility says I need assistance. Admit weakness. You don't have to have it all figured out. God's grace is actually stronger than your weak spot. But humility says, I need assistance instead of, I've got this. Admit weakness. You don't have to have it all figured out. God's grace is actually stronger than your weak spots. So here's your challenge. Pick one area where you've been hustling for acceptance, just one, and over the next 24 hours, practice receiving the grace of God in that area instead of earning it. The hustle for love, for acceptance, all that stuff can finally stop. Jesus already secured both for us, and God resists people who think that they can perform their way in, but he freely gives everything to those who admit that they need help. You are loved not because of what you do, but because of who you are, his child. You can rest in that today. I'll see you tomorrow as we talk about why giving up actually wins. Until then, stop hustling and start resting in his grace. Take a moment to pick one of those action items below. Pray that prayer, write in your journal. Think about these things today, and I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.